Happy Sunday. All right, just a quick review again over what we did last week in case you missed and if any might be helpful to you. So let's just give a little summary. I think I'm starting on the 15th. Yeah, that was Sunday, but there was an extra video out that day aside from just the roundup that we do about what went on all week. Okay, so that was on the 15th. Part two of the part one, several days before, of what you should be doing if you have a pending ALJ hearing. There's a lot of stuff you should be doing as the claimant besides just waiting for the hearing. That is if you want the best chance of prevailing versus keeping a weaker case and a weaker chance. Okay, part two. So there's a part one and a part two. On the 16th, so that would be Monday. We went over some of the best strategy with regard to when waiting to file your application to begin with is a good strategy, as opposed to not waiting and just being a bull in the china shop and going in without any kind of foresight as to what could happen depending on your specific facts of your claim. Sometimes filing right away is basically a nail in the coffin of your case. So that was Monday. Tuesday the 17th. This was one of those synced auto published videos that I think YouTube grabbed from Rumble. So it showed up. So it showed up on the 17th, and it was about firing your Social Security disability representative and the things that you want to think about before you pull the trigger and do that. Doesn't mean you shouldn't, but you need to know what the risks are, all that kind of stuff, and things that you might have to deal with if you do it, and how maybe you can best mitigate those. On the 17th, oh yeah, that one was auto. So we also had our regular one. This was about some of my cautionary tales and how I deal with this in my practice, that may or may not be useful to some of you out there. And it's about when you're giving your banking information to the SSA when you haven't even won your case. And usually they ask for it when you apply. So I give you the reasons why I think for some people that would be risky. But every person and every claim is different. So everyone has to kind of evaluate it based on their own situation. So that was the 17th. So that would be Tuesday, right? Wednesday, the 18th. Oh yeah. Spasmodic dysphonia, which is what RFK Jr. has been diagnosed with. And if anybody, listens to him, and he's, announced his run for presidency as an independent, having, I guess, I don't know if that means, I guess he left the Democrat Party. But he's got a voice that when you hear it, it's concerning. I don't know that it's actually as concerning as it sounds, because it sounds like he has it pretty well under control. But it's all about that particular condition. And with a little research, I realized that, yes, that can indeed be disabling. Obviously, it's not for him. He does just fine. But that's what that was about. It was just kind of like a real-time thing when I was listening during my workday, probably, or lunch break, I forget. The 19th, which would be, if that was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday the 19th. This is a two-parter, and this is part one. For people who are pro se and filling out their own application for Title II benefits, that's the SSA-16-BK. That's a form you would use if you weren't going to do it online. Let's say you're not an online person, and the different questions you're going to be running through. So we touch on those. They also are the questions that will be asked online. So it can help even if you're just going to do the online version as well. But I specifically am actually looking at the questions from the paper form when I run through this. Okay, and it is the information we gather when we are going to draft your application for you, because that's what we do. We don't prefer people draft their own. Friday, and by the way, part 2, part 2 of that, how to fill out that form or provide a Title II application, came out on Saturday. So you have one on Thursday and one on Saturday, part 1, part 2. Friday was our just typical, I know I laugh and I shouldn't, fraud law review. And this one concerned a Florida woman who defrauded the Veterans Administration. Yeah, wasn't good. It has to do with going to school and committing fraud when you do it. Same day, our more current event video came out, and it was more tips to think about if you're working while you are pursuing a claim. So while you are maybe not a beneficiary yet, although a lot of them would apply as well, but for those that are feeling the need to work while they have a pending claim because they need to pay bills, check that one out. Saturday, like I said, Saturday was part 2 of the form of how to fill out your Social Security disability application. And that would be the Title II application, not the Title 16, which is SSI. Yeah. I suppose we could do an SSI one as well. Maybe I'll do that when I get time. Anyway, happy weekend, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a nice weekend. And have a great week. Be safe.